today. A bit different day to usual, but not uncommon. Yesterday I went to Creswick to trim the three guys down there. We've got a video back there called Life Saving Trim. And on the way back I called in to do young Bart, who's had a bad history of founder, laminitis, Stilt's disease. And last time I trimmed him, which was only about 5 weeks ago, his feet were almost perfect, the best they've been in the last couple of years. And I had a look yesterday, you'll be able to see his feet, but to cut a long story short, I guess Bart should have been laid to rest 12 months ago. I don't know, but anyway, this morning I'm going over to help load him onto a float and bring him over here, where he'll spend his last few hours before he's laid to rest in the ground here beside my other guys. And that's because in the township where he resides now, you're not allowed to bury them there, and he's going to have a chemical euthanasia. My biggest problem is I become too attached to my clients, I guess, or to my patients. So I guess we'll just see how today pans out, and it's going to be a real happy day, not. So let's have a look at a little bit of the history of the beautiful little Bart, and we'll see you on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell down there, I think, so you get notified of videos each time I put them up. In the meantime, stay well and happy. All the best. Bye.
During the time I worked with Bart over the last few years, he had many instances of abscesses. He'd previously foundered before I saw him and had Stilt's disease, I guess that's what I call it, which is basically a lack of trimming frequently enough and with enough being taken off. He also had spurs on his teeth, which seemed to be there most of the time. As you can see from one photo there, he had a huge basal cell carcinoma on his penis, but that got cleaned up after treatment. Severe bouts of laminitis all the time, and in the end he had the back end problems along with that blowout and swelling in his front leg. Number 6 for this morning, and we've got another couple of abscesses here, didn't we, mister? Yes, we'll have a look under this foot, which was the one that scared the crap out of me last time. Scared the crap out of me again. No, you can't eat that. Just look at this foot here. Look at that. There's still more to come out, but I'll be back in a fortnight. Bart had been at this place for the past 20 odd years after being rescued from a place that had had him tied to a tree all his life. Things haven't been all that great for him over the last few years, as you can see. Bart also had Cushing's, as you can see from his coat. While he was on treatment he wasn't too bad, and I turned up to trim him this particular day, and fortunately I had a pair of scissors in my kit, so it became a coat trim before the hoof trim. I called on Bart to give him his usual trim and was expecting good things, seeing his feet were in such good condition last time I saw him. What a shock to the system this was.
This little bloke's not too good. Not looking good, mister. Look here. Can you see that there? And then we got round the back here as well. Just a look here, Barty. Just a look. Pick him up. That's real pus. They're coming out there. His feet have grown so much. But you're not real good. I'll have a look at your other feet. Well, off to load up Bart. Got a bit of help with Pauline. Bevan in the back. Not a happy trip, but we'll try and make as happy as we can for him. Catch you on the next lap. He's had his medication this morning too.
Pauline came with me on our previous visit to Bart, and he had a mane full of burrs and he was a bit of a mess, and she spent quite a while brushing him up, and he looked like a new boy by the time we left, so there's quite an attachment between the two of them. One thing that makes it really difficult in a situation like this is that when you see him previously laying down, basically being unable to rise, and then all of a sudden a big whack of painkiller and they stand up and look as healthy as ever, apart from the injuries that you can see. Very difficult.
What's this other one doing? It's my camera. Yuck. So is it here? This See this here? Sticking finger in mouth.
Well, Bart never stopped eating for the time he was with us. All treats. He had lucerne, carrots, a whole bag of licorice, company with Boots, really enjoyed himself, and he knocked off eating about 10 minutes before the vet arrived. Seemed quite content, almost going to sleep.
Go on there. The spurs in there are poking out horizontally. This feels a little bit like the Last Supper I would have been, I think. Hey Jesus. You'll be able to give Jesus a ride soon if he's up there.
Nice and icy cold, aren't they?
He's done nothing but eat the last 4 hours, hasn't pulled the head up. Well, vet just rang, said got a dog with a broken leg, so running late. So the boys just walked the Green Mile, now he's got to wait.
Bart had led a fairly solitary life, but in his last few hours with us here, he met up with Boots and they got on like a house on fire.